So I just got back home from my vacation. I stayed in the most beautiful garden of a friend of mine in my hometown Berlin. Yeah, and I used my time to reflect on my separation, the separation I'm going through right now. And I also used it to contemplate on my dreams and the way they used to be when I was younger and how they transformed and the way they are now that I'm 41, having to start over from scratch. Yeah. And I have to say it was a really beautiful week, and it wasn't easy to say goodbye to the magical garden. Yeah, because I'm not sure if I will ever see it again due to several reasons. So I just noticed how attached I got to it, how many memories are connected to this place, how close to my heart it is. And when I left, I told myself that I want to trust that its energy will transform into something new, something else. And in a way, it did just that. I didn't find a new place to live or anything, let alone a garden, but the universe sent friends into my life, and they offered me that I could visit their garden when I had time, when I wanted to. So I did that this week, and although I'm not living there, I felt really, really welcome and at home. And that was really so nourishing for my soul. And also, I felt it was like a sign that I'm on the right path. I think when we are desperately reaching out for something, something we're longing for, craving for, something that we got really attached to, whether it's a certain person, a certain goal, or material thing, and we feel this lack or void within us, that needs to be filled. And we might become increasingly desperate if we don't get it. I think for something or someone to come to us, we have to come to ourselves first. We have to be there in the first place, at the right time, present and conscious, in order to receive it. If you're not there, how shall you receive? Going into that state of presence and trust is so vital. Believing that what we need, what we truly need, will come to us in the right time and in the right place. And sometimes time isn't ripe yet. When we pick a fruit before it is ready to detach from its branch, it won't nourish us. Not as much, at least, or we will get like a stomach cramp. You get what I mean. It is not the specific person we're looking for. It is not the specific thing or the specific goal. It is a specific energy, a specific need within us that wants to be fulfilled, that wants to be realized. A potential within our soul that wants to be lived. If we see and recognize the ever-changing metamorphosis of things and their energy, it will be much easier to let it be, to let it detach, and to let it fall into place, I believe. Oftentimes we think that we are the ones, we have to detach ourselves from something that we are attached to, but In my opinion, there is a much more helpful image. Rather than having to detach myself from something or someone, I realized that it is way more powerful to turn my whole attention inward, to focus completely on myself. And you may think that's the same thing, but there's really a subtle difference, because by giving myself, my thoughts, my feelings, my needs, the attention they require and that they deserve, I am acknowledging that what I have been attached to all along really is hidden within me. It has to do something with myself, not the other person, not the other thing. You know, I believe by giving attention to the other that we want to detach ourselves from, whatever it may be, something that we are craving for or something that we are angry at, something that causes us pain, we will simply give too much power away. And to quote Pema Chödrön, she said something like, when somebody comes along and shoots an arrow into your heart, it doesn't make sense to run after the person. It makes much more sense to focus on the fact that there is an arrow in your heart. So if the desired person or the desired thing isn't coming to you, and if that fact is causing you pain, it makes much more sense to focus on the pain within you instead of giving your attention, your focus, your power away. And whatever it is that we want and that we can't have right now, it belongs to itself anyway. So what we should do is we should let it detach. We should let it be, let it transform and become exactly what we need. And it may turn out to be something totally different than what we expected, but maybe something even better, for sure something even better. And when the time is ripe, it will be ripe. And instead of a sour apple, a ripe fruit will fall into our lap. And what can really help us on that journey of trust and presence, in my opinion, is self-expression and self-inspiration. So writing, journaling, visualizing, unconditional creativity, and taking up space, basically. Everything that nurtures, that nourishes us, that feeds our soul, will fill that lack and that void that I was talking about in the first place, and will stop those crazy, desperate cravings and longings and attachments. Because after all, abundance never comes from lack. Abundance always comes from fulfillment. So we should try to fulfill, to nourish, to love ourselves as much as we can, because only then we will attract and receive what truly nourishes us into our lives when the time is ripe.